Aero-TV's live coverage of EAA AirVenture 2011 is brought to you in part by the following sponsors. Concorde Platinum Series batteries are available for all aircraft and offer extra cranking power, resulting in less draw on the battery per cycle for longer life. Visit booth 2053 at Oshkosh. Concorde, for the heart of your aircraft.
The DFC-90 all-digital attitude-based autopilot delivers significant performance and safety improvements over previous generation systems. Its innovative flight envelope protection guards against autopilot-induced stalls, and the straight and level mode provides one-button recovery from unusual attitudes for an added measure of safety. Immensely popular within the Cirrus community, the DFC-90 is now being made available for a growing list of aircraft including Piper Matrix and Mirage, Cessna 182s, and Beech Bonanzas and Barons. Fly with confidence. Fly with DFC-90.
Welcome in. It was another beautiful sunny day in Oshkosh today, and as was the case last year, we got a surprise announcement about EAA's leadership at the day here at EAA AirVenture Oshkosh. On August 1st, EAA's top executive will have a name other than Poberezny for the first time in 58 years. The timetable for the passing of the baton from Tom Poberezny to Rod Hightower was left vague when Hightower was named president last year. But today, Tom and the EAA board set August 1st as the day.
I actually come here today because I'm announcing my retirement, and I'm going to tell you why. I look back, there are many things that I value out of this relationship, many things. But among those that are special, I wanted to share it with the members, is this event, this location, Oshkosh. You built it. 6,000 plus volunteers who are dedicated to a mission you established. Very special. What people always ask me, what do I like the best about Oshkosh? What excites me? They always ask, what airplane? It's no airplane. It's my pride. The ability to take people around and show them what you've accomplished. I've had the pleasure of taking credit for what you've done. EAA is an outstanding organization. It has a unique role within the aviation community. There are many fine organizations that are Washington-based, advocacy-based. This is a field organization that's where the action is. You make it happen. I'll be 65 years old in just a few days. And there's still things I want to do, and I've come to realize that I won't have a chance to do them if I don't take the time to do it. There's places I want to go, things I want to do, things I want to share. And what happens is the fact is that when you're so integrated in something, sometimes it's hard to let go. And then someday you wake up and realize that. And when you do, it feels good. Because people tell you how great it is, but until you experience it yourself, you don't know. Thank you for being here at this special time. I'm speaking from the heart, and I wanted to, and I hope the message is received with the sincere thoughtfulness that it's expressed. Good luck this week. I'll tell you what, we always say we want to have the best Oshkosh ever. This will be. Look at those skies. Look at those airplanes, look at that flight line, and there's a young eagle. And we didn't put him in the script.
Louis Andrew, VP of the EAA board and chairman of its executive committee, said the board unanimously passed a resolution praising Tom Poberezny for his leadership and success in helping make EAA the world's leading aviation association and making AirVenture the world's premier aviation event. Poberezny has led EAA since 1989 when his father, Paul, retired from active day-to-day duties. He served as chairman of the annual EAA convention for more than 30 years and will assume the title of chairman emeritus when he steps down on August 1st. Poberezny added that he's especially proud of the Young Eagles program. Rod Hightower, current EAA president and CEO, will assume Tom Poberezny's responsibilities.
Well, if you're looking for another use for your iPad in the cockpit, Aspen Avionics today introduced what is calling the Connected Panel that seamlessly integrates aviation application data from personal handheld devices with certified avionics. Connected panel includes hardware, software, and applications components that provide two-way wireless communications between panel avionics and personal smart devices to streamline flight-related activities. The technology is enabled via Aspen's Evolution flight display. Initial applications are in development for Apple iOS and Android platforms. Aspen also announced that despite furloughs slowing things down, the FAA has granted TSO and STC approval for version 2.3.1 Evolution software. The latest release adds many features and refinements to both Evolution primary and multi-function flight displays and expands the number of supported third-party interfaces. Their capabilities are now shipping for both new orders and retrofit into existing Aspen flight display installations.
James Wiebe of Be-Light Aircraft today revealed a new sensor technology at AirVenture designed to enunciate water contamination in aircraft fuel. Wiebe says his proprietary sensor is sensitive enough to detect water in amounts as small as a 1 millimeter drop in a flow of fuel and to discriminate between gasoline and jet fuel. The system can light an LED or sound an audible alarm. The auto fuel is blended with higher concentrations of ethanol these days, and so the threat of water attraction and retention is becoming a real problem not only in aviation, but even more so in marine applications. The retail price of the new product is $149.95. Be-Light also introduced an instrument panel sporting the company's LED instruments, which has a black background now to complement its original white panel. Included in the new panel is a new turn and bank with slip indicator. Be-Light's instruments are very lightweight, available in 1 3/4 inch square or the industry standard 2 1/4 inch round configurations. And you can find out more at Be-Light Aircraft here at AirVenture.
Flight Design held a news conference to talk about its new four-place C4 airplane. The company, best known for its light sport offerings, has a mock-up of the $250,000 airplane on display here at AirVenture this week and is taking orders and deposits from potential buyers. The company also announced that the next generation of the BRS parachute will be on every Flight Design C4 as standard equipment. The chute will have an electric firing mechanism, which will allow the pilot and passengers the ability to activate the chute in conditions that the current spring firing pin cannot. BRS President and CEO Larry Williams said Kestrel has tasked TRS with conducting a study to determine the best way to provide chute recovery for high-speed turbine aircraft.
TECNAM hosted a news briefing today at AirVenture in which Ocean Air Flight Services in California, which is a TECNAM flight center located at the Watsonville Municipal Airport, announced that it's going to take delivery of its second Rotax-powered TECNAM P2006T twin-engine aircraft immediately following AirVenture this year. You might recall it was 2 years ago that TECNAM debuted that plane here at Oshkosh. That included a demo flight which was noted for its knife-edge pass with one of the Rotax 912 engines shut off. It was pretty spectacular. The plane is designed to take the place of legacy twins as they're retired from service, and also to provide an alternative to newer planes such as the Diamond DA-42, offering flight schools dramatically reduced operating costs for students seeking commercial and multi-engine qualifications. At Ocean Air, the P2006T rents for an introductory rate of $200 per hour, including instructor. Dudley Clark, the school's director of maintenance, sees a big difference between this and the legacy aircraft. He says, quote, "Our previous twin trainer was a Duchess, but the operating expenses for fuel and ongoing maintenance became cost prohibitive," unquote. The 912S engines in the P2006T have a combined fuel burn of only about 9 gallons per hour.
Able Flight, the nonprofit organization whose mission is to offer people with disabilities a unique way to challenge themselves through flight training, held a ceremony today to pin wings on 6 pilots trained at Purdue University. Officials at the school said every one of the students they sent were excellent in every academic way, and they all met the same flight standards that every other pilot is required to meet. Able Flight has awarded 34 scholarships, and their scholarship winners include 12 people who use wheelchairs, 5 women, and 6 wounded or disabled veterans. One of the wheelchair-bound graduates has started his own flight school.
PC Aero is a German design and engineering company exhibiting here at Oshkosh and announced the introduction today of the Electra 1 aircraft at its exhibit. The plane is intended as a technology demonstrator to show what a purpose-built electric aircraft made from high-performance composites and electric motor and control technologies can do. The airframe is covered with photovoltaic solar panels provided by Solar World of Hillsboro, Oregon. The cells produce about 7 watts each, and that's enough to extend the aircraft's range by about 50% compared to the onboard batteries alone. As the technology matures and customer demand is determined, the company will make a decision about whether to proceed with development of a production version. PC Aero is also offering a hangar option with an array of solar world panels, rooftop mounted, for recharging the batteries of the plane. The hangar also appears to offer living space, judging by the look of the models that were displayed.
And Kestrel Aircraft Company announced today the formation of a new aircraft modification branch called Kestrel Aero-Works. The company will bring added value and modernization to a variety of airplane types. Led by the same engineers, designers, and aviators as Kestrel Aircraft, the team brings decades of expertise from a number of aircraft companies, including Piper, Beechcraft, Cirrus, Cessna, Honeywell, and Boeing. Kestrel Aero-Works will initially focus on avionics and ergonomic modifications to Piper Meridians and will branch out to more complex and additional aircraft types, such as Cirrus. Kestrel Aircraft Chairman and CEO Alan Klapmeyer stated, quote, "The purpose of Kestrel Aero-Works is to take existing aircraft and make them into more modern, more comfortable, more pilot-friendly aircraft." And that's a look at some of the top stories from AirVenture Today 2011. When we come back, Jim Campbell talks with the man whom many credit with saving the Eclipse twin-jet program, Mason Holland. You're watching Aero-TV.
Aero-TV's live coverage of EAA AirVenture 2011 is brought to you in part by Eclipse Aerospace, introducing the Total Eclipse, and by ForeFlight, intelligent apps for pilots. Only one iPad application automatically syncs your data, even when you're out of network range. Only one iPad application wirelessly uploads your exact flight path and engine performance every second of every flight. Only one iPad application combines the technology of 3 leading aviation companies to bring you a complete aircraft and pilot management system. Flights, maintenance, logbook, engine diagnostics, flight planning, expenses. One app does it all, right from the cockpit. The new Aircraft Manager for iPad by AvConnect. It will permanently change the way you fly. Visit ForeFlight.com today to learn about ForeFlight Mobile version 4. From the new instrument plates organizer to the intelligent navlog, having ForeFlight Mobile 4 in your flight bag will transform the way you plan and fly every flight. ANN's exciting Oshkosh 2011 coverage of the LSA and sport plane movement is made possible through a generous grant from Icon Aircraft. Setting a new standard for light sport aircraft, Icon designs and manufactures the innovative Icon A5 amphibious sport plane.
Welcome back to Aero-TV. Oshkosh, among other things, is the home of hot airplanes. And among hot airplanes, it's hard to look at an Eclipse and not feel, yeah, I want one. Well, this is a guy who can do it. We're here with Mason Holland. We're talking today about the current status of the Eclipse program, especially now that the Total Eclipse is cleared all the way to 410 again. And on top of that, there's some amazing things happening on the avionics scene. First of all, Mason, what's the status now with 41,000 feet?
Well, we're back to 41,000 feet, Jim. I've been wanting to say it for about 19 months now, and now I finally can say it. The Eclipse is certified back to 41,000 feet. Had the sign-off from our friends at the FAA last week, right before they had a little changeover, and we're happy we slid it right in under the wire. So we have 6 planes being delivered right now back to customers, going up to 41,000 feet, and about 254 to go. And we're going to be knocking them out every week.
Now, what did this involve?
Well, what the crux to the issue was for 41,000 feet, we were building up some small carbon deposits on the engine liners, and just due to the original type design of the engine itself. And working with our partners at Pratt & Whitney Canada, they came up with a solution called a split dome combustion liner. And what that allowed us to do is to create a little bit more airflow coming across the liner to knock those little bits of carbon off and go right through the engine inlet as the aircraft is flying. So that new split dome liner gives a little more airflow, knocks that carbon down where it should be, and that allows us to get back up to the 41,000 foot safely for all of our customers.
From an operational spectrum, what does 41,000 foot do to the average Eclipse owner's bill of sale at this point?
Well, it's going to save them a little bit of money, obviously, with their gas. You know, we were at 37,000 feet for a while. The FAA knocked us down to 30,000 feet here recently, just in an abundance of caution, really. So to get back from 30,000 feet up to 41, obviously the economics help. A little safer, flying at 41,000 feet, get above a little bit more weather, a little more range, and in that economy.
Well, I'm sure people are pretty happy about that, but what they've really got to be happy about over a long period of time, the avionics suite was touted as something that was going to revolutionize personal jet ownership. It had tremendous buzz, and obviously it was one thing in particular that did not get finished in the original program. You, however, finished it. What's been involved in that particular effort, and where are you at with everything right now, especially in regards to the retrofit program?
Well, with 41,000 feet, we actually finished all of our certification programs. So in 19 months, we finished off everything that the previous company was finishing up at the time of their changeover there. So we're excited in that respect. But the IFMS, our Integrated Flight Management System, is a phenomenal product that really finally integrates all the aircraft computer systems along with the EFIS displays that the pilot sees to create just a great single pilot experience that is safe and fun to fly.
What kind of investment is this going to take now for somebody to bring their airplane up to snuff?
Well, it depends. There's 6 different versions of the Eclipse, if you can believe it. We have 260 of them flying out there, and there's 6 different states that the aircraft was in when we took over the company. So we'll come up with 2 versions. One is our version 1.7, which about 125 of our customers are currently flying. And many of those customers have stepped up and said, no, I want to upgrade all the way to the Integrated Flight Management System, so we're taking them to that level. And the balance of the customers can sign up for all the different 5 other versions up to the IFMS as well, too. Still coming back with that vision that the old Eclipse had of one homogeneous fleet is what we're attempting to do. So to answer your question point blank as far as price goes, it can be as low as $100,000. It can be upwards close to $1 million depending on the state of the aircraft.
Yeah. Some of the earlier airplanes were pretty basic.
Yeah, some of them were basic. There was no FIKI, no flight into known ice, no GPS. They were flying VOR to VOR, and they had some of the speed and performance mods that hadn't been done on the aircraft yet. So when you're pretty much redoing that whole plane.
Now, one of the things that I've noticed from certain owners' groups is that there builds up a tremendous sense of community, and I've sensed that from a number of the Eclipse owners that I've run into, although in addition to talking about the community, the big thing they want to do is brag about how fast, how high, and how cheap their jet is, which is, well, bragging rights. It's only bragging under some circumstances. In this case, it's true, so they're having a whole lot of fun. But can you talk about the community that you're building around this airplane?
Yeah, bragging rights, you're right. 375 knots, 60 gallons an hour, 41,000 feet. Pure magic, pure magic. And they do have some bragging rights, and they should be very proud. We have, a couple of hundred really dedicated owners with Eclipse aircraft and pilots that love the plane with a passion. I've never seen someone get out of an Eclipse aircraft without a big smile on his face. Just a couple weeks ago, I was selling a plane in Charleston, South Carolina, and the gentleman got out of the airplane, and he just had this smile across his face. It was just from ear to ear. And I just looked at him and I said, you see that look? That's why I always have them fly the plane before they talk to me about buying. He says, I guess I don't have much of a poker face. And he takes his delivery on August 22nd, so he's real excited. And I tell you, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our customers and their passion about the plane and how they talk about it with other people around the community and brag about those things that are happening with the plane and the experiences they have. So we've got a great sense of community, and I think everybody's coming together really to get this product back where it needs to be, and that's back into production.
Well, with selling airplanes as fast as you are, apparently, you've got to be running out of them here pretty quick, don't you?
Yeah, so we're going to, the Total Eclipse, which is our factory, it's a pre-owned, factory-certified, refurbished aircraft, and it's a tip-to-tail warranty. It's full support in that aircraft. We'll be building those just in a limited edition, and as the supply improves and improves, as from a quality standpoint and the demand builds, then we have to introduce more supply back into the market, and that's when that magic production word comes out again. And I'm baiting you for the question, Jim.
You knew it was coming. I mean, come on now. Well, let's face it. You've got the backing of Sikorsky and the phenomenal. I mean, granted, the money's got to be great, but the brain trust is exquisite. exquisite. It's just got to be, you got to be just bated breath with that. It's just got to be absolutely amazing to deal with. But with Sikorsky in your corner, with so many demonstrated happy customers, with a model now that is 1 working, 2 dynamic, and 3 going nowhere but up, the production decision's got to be coming soon.
It does, and it is coming soon, and we're excited about it. You know, it's an issue of cost. Okay, so we want to learn from our past experiences with the old company, and we want to make sure we fully costed out the product the right way before we price it back out to the market. We know the demand, and we know the market's there now. We're starting to see those signs, and we're starting to set those things up. So as soon as we nail down a few more of the cost components, check a couple boxes here and there, we're going to be marching back into production. And you're absolutely right. Our partnership with Sikorsky is just absolutely phenomenal. These guys know how to build stuff.
That's for sure. And not only do they know how to build stuff, they know how to build great stuff. They're pretty amazing in that regard. Before I close, you got to be thinking about production is one thing, but you're a forward thinker on this. Where does this airplane go from here, though? I mean, it's one thing to go out and build more and get them out there, but you got to be thinking about what's happening next. And for that matter, is there any hope for the single?
Well, you know, this plane, you know, we're going high, we're going fast, and we're going cheap, right? So with the economies, but yeah, we've got to be looking to expand the product line as time goes on and see those types of things down the road. Right now, our focus is getting this plane back into production. You know, it's a great fleet, 260. I mean, anybody would be proud of a size fleet like that with a product line, but I believe there's many more hundreds of these to be built around the world. And as we build those, we'll start to develop and start working on the next project, maybe to see this thing getting a little longer, a little bigger, a little faster, a little more weight possibly, obviously with those types of features. But going upscale, I don't think we'll be going down to the single engine jet. I think we're going upstream.
Interesting. Now with Oshkosh surrounding us and the issues with the FAA, Paramount, and all these things that are happening right now, how do you feel about the industry overall, though? I mean, we're dealing with an FAA that's frankly out to lunch. We're dealing with an industry that's had some tough times. You, of course, are bucking the trend. But overall, give me a prognostication from your standpoint as an aviation business person about what the future really means for this business.
Well, you know, I'm an optimist, all right? I'm realistic, but I'm an optimist. So I think the industry has got a really bright future ahead of it. Obviously, we need to have a little more controlled regulation in the proper places. We need to keep our planes flying out there safe and economically. I think that's very, very important. And the FAA and the regulatory bodies help in that respect as well. So, but every once in a while, things need to get realigned a little bit. So we'll need to see more of that in the industry. But I'm just looking at it and seeing how much general aviation there's not in the world. We have 6.7 billion people in this world. There's not enough of them flying yet to improve their lifestyles and to improve the quality of their life. So I think there's much more to come all around the world in aviation, and people should be excited about it. And we're having fun here. We see great signs here at Oshkosh 2011. This is a big difference than last year. I see a lot of excitement, a lot of positive. It's a little drier, and you know, Oshkosh from last year, it was a little wet. But you know, there's a lot of optimism coming back into the industry. I think that people just, you know, they're still a little cautious, you know, a little cautious attitude out there. But I think it's a bright future.
Well, Mason, I can't thank you enough for spending a little bit of time when you can be out at various parties. And let's face it, around here, the evening activities at Oshkosh, especially early part of the week, are many, varied, and a whole lot of fun. So thanks for spending a little bit of time with us. And best to you and continued success with an amazing little aircraft that I've had a ball flying. And by the way, hint, hint, would enjoy flying again. Mm-hmm. Thank you much, sir.
Super. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
All right, folks, when we come back, we'll look ahead to some of tomorrow's highlights here at AirVenture 2011. I hope you're having as much fun as we are. And by the way, you're watching Aero-TV.
Aero-TV's live coverage of EAA AirVenture 2011 is brought to you in part by Evolution Aviators, confidence in your ability, safety in your aircraft, and by Redbird Simulations. Join the migration.
Flightline introduces the Oracle Engine Power Management System for twin-engine aircraft. Featuring independent glass panel units in horizontal or vertical form factors, Oracle provides reliable access to all your critical engine data and its STC for primary. It's the best co-pilot you'll ever have.
The DFC-90 all-digital attitude-based autopilot delivers significant performance and safety improvements over previous generation systems. Its innovative flight envelope protection guards against autopilot-induced stalls, and the straight and level mode provides one-button recovery from unusual attitudes for an added measure of safety. Immensely popular within the cirrus community, the DFC-90 is now being made available for a growing list of aircraft including Piper Matrix and Mirage, Cessna 182s, and Beech Bonanzas and Barons. Fly with confidence. Fly with DFC-90.
Redbird Flight Simulations is dedicated to revolutionizing flight training by designing, manufacturing, and delivering affordable and innovative flight training technologies. Each Redbird device is designed to enhance the training experience for pilots of all levels, from student to ATP. Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration. Tomorrow at AirVenture, we'll get updates from the Light Aircraft Manufacturers Association, one of the gyroplane companies that has a display here, and from Pipistrel. And Diamond Aircraft is going to announce a dealer. Tomorrow's forecast is for a high of 81 degrees, but a 70% chance of thunderstorms. So if you don't make it out to the grounds, make sure to join us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central Time, because we'll be right here to tell you what you missed and what got wet.
And if you do make it out to the grounds, you might want to bring an umbrella. Well, finally tonight, in announcing his retirement today, Tom Poberezny talked about some of the things he won't miss, like checking his BlackBerry first thing every morning. But under the heading of TMI, we might include this description of himself hiding under the covers with his cell phone on mute while his wife was trying to sleep. Those are just some of the stories making news at AirVenture this week. Join us again tomorrow at the same time for Aero-TV's live coverage of AirVenture 2011. For Paul Plack, I'm Tom Patton. Good night, Camelina Thunderbolt, wherever you are. Thanks for watching.
Aero-TV's live coverage of EAA AirVenture 2011 is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
Flightline introduces the Oracle Engine Power Management System for twin-engine aircraft. Featuring independent glass panel units in horizontal or vertical form factors, Oracle provides reliable access to all your critical engine data and its STC for primary. It's the best co-pilot you'll ever have.
Putting stuff in the search engine.
If you own a Cirrus today, or if you're considering the purchase of a new or used aircraft, consider this. AVIDYNE, in conjunction with the country's leading Cirrus sales and maintenance facilities, has launched the G3R9 program that combines the purchase of a late model, low-time Cirrus aircraft and the addition of the AVIDYNE Integra Release 9 Avionics suite for much less than you may have thought, and certainly much less than purchasing a brand new aircraft. G3R9, combining the best airframe, best engine, and best avionics for the best value.
Aspen Avionics Evolution Synthetic Vision is the most versatile, flexible, affordable synthetic vision on the market. Advanced features include high-resolution terrain rendering, precision flight path marker symbology, predictive caution and warning messages for terrain and obstacles, and easy-to-see 3D traffic targets. User-configurable layouts allow you to put the information where you want, on the PFD, on the MFD, or both. Choose the Evolution layout that works best for you. Aspen Avionics, a new way to look at avionics. Visit ForeFlight.com today to learn about ForeFlight Mobile version 4. From the new instrument plates organizer to the intelligent navlog, having ForeFlight Mobile 4 in your flight bag will transform the way you plan and fly every flight. ANN's exciting Oshkosh 2011 coverage of the LSA and sport plane movement is made possible through a generous grant from Icon Aircraft. Setting a new standard for light sport aircraft, Icon designs and manufactures the innovative Icon A5 amphibious sport plane. Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration. Concorde Platinum Series batteries are available for all aircraft and offer extra cranking power, resulting in less draw on the battery per cycle for longer life. Visit booth 2053 at Oshkosh. Concorde, for the heart of your aircraft. Only one iPad application automatically syncs your data, even when you're out of network range. Only one iPad application wirelessly uploads your exact flight path and engine performance every second of every flight. Only one iPad application combines the technology of 3 leading aviation companies to bring you a complete aircraft and pilot management system. Flights, maintenance, logbook, engine diagnostics, flight planning, expenses. One app does it all, right from the cockpit. The new Aircraft Manager for iPad by AvConnect. It will permanently change the way you fly.